G'day folks, and welcome to another Gormo shed, and this time we're doing another one of Gormo's handy hints, and this time we're dealing with just standard A4 paper. And with A4 paper, if you have some of this just common or garden super glue, you can turn that paper into plastic. Yes, that's right, plastic. And I'll show you some examples of what I've done with it. Now, the first time I tried it was on an old loco that I've got here, and this is going to be difficult to show you, so I'll try and move in close and we'll see if we can get the camera to work on this thing. But you know, actually, here we are. Now, see these little steps here at the front. Now you can hear that. That's solid, and they were made from strips of paper, and the method is quite simple, folks. All you have to do is get your paper in the shape that you want to make, whatever it is, and add super glue to it. Now you drip the super glue onto it and the paper absorbs the super glue. Now once the super glue dries within the paper, it becomes hard like plastic, and you can bend it. It'll spring back into shape. That's what I'm trying to say. It'll go stiff like plastic. Again, back to this old loco. This back section here, like actually from around, let's put it around there, around the side, that piece there. I'm having trouble getting light on this correctly. All this piece here, across there, and around to this side here, that's one piece of paper, because this loco had hit the floor years ago. It used to be my son's loco, and it cracked all the plastic at the back here, and it was a mess. So I thought, paper's pretty thin, if I put it over it and hit it with the super glue, it'll go hard, which it has, and it's been on there for a good while now, a couple of years I think. So that's the sort of thing that this system allows you to do. Just the other day I thought I'd try an experiment with, you know how if you've got a tender loco, one of the most obvious faults in model tender locos is the fact that there's a big gap between the tender and the loco, whereas in the real thing there's a foot plate that connects the two, so the fireman can actually get to the tender, the shovel the coal across without falling down the gap and getting squashed under the tender. So I thought, well, it'd be fairly easy to make something like that out of paper and use the super glue. So this one's all painted up, and it was just made out of paper, and you can see that? See how it bounces back? It's not bad for paper, folks. And all I did with that one was I turn it up this way. I ran a strip of or a bead of super glue across the original plastic foot plate there. Then I stuck the paper on to that piece of super glue, and it takes immediately. Turned it over, and then from this side I added super glue on here to sort of saturate the paper. And then if you get too much on there, just use another strip of paper and use it like a wick to soak off any excess super glue, and then just allow it to dry, and once it's dry I painted it. Simple. Now here's a pretty crude attempt at a signal arm. Now again, it's cut out of paper. The painting is just done with a bit of texture, just to see if it would work, and it's not done on the back. But again, this is a piece of paper, and if I take it off this stick here, you can see, you know, it won't come back 100% to its original shape, but it's fairly rigid. So that opens up all sorts of possibilities, folks, if you need to do repairs of any type, or if you want to even build a little house or a shed or something out of paper, hit it with the super glue and it'll go nice and hard for you. So yeah, that's my handy hint for you. So get out there and start cutting up that paper and putting super glue on it, and see what happens. I'll catch you next week. Cheers, Gormo.